Christina Rees, and we are here at Heritage Auctions. We've got Desiree Pakravan here from our Beverly Hills office. She's a specialist in modern and contemporary art as well as prints and multiples, and we have a sale coming up, a big signature auction for prints and multiples, and we're going to talk about that today. But one thing I wanted to mention, we're here at Dallas headquarters of Heritage, so she's in town for a little bit, but one thing I wanted to talk about was the strength of Heritage's relationship, or the development of our strength with prints and multiples. What's going on with that?
So our department has grown tremendously. We started off by having 2 sales a year, and these were our signature sales. And we wanted to offer an opportunity for collectors to have an entry point into collecting prints. So now we have a monthly online auction for prints and multiples, which is called our showcase sales. And these offer a wide range of price points from $1,000 up to $20,000. Whereas our signature print sales are a little bit more of an elevated auction with higher priced points. And the category has grown so much so that we now offer private collections in the sale, which is very exciting. Large portfolios. We have broken a lot of auction records, and we're over 90% sell-through rate for each sale.
Yeah, it's great, and we've got some really juicy highlights coming up in this sale on the 22nd of April. And I think we should maybe start with the Diebenkorn over here.
Yes, this is one of my favorite woodcuts that's coming up in the sale. So this is from his Ocean Park series. It's called Blue with Red. And when Diebenkorn moved from the Bay Area to Santa Monica, he rented a studio that was facing the ocean. So he created a large body of work of over 100 works called the Ocean Park series, and this is one of them.
Yeah, his most well-known series.
Yes, he often explored balance, color, spatial depth, and abstraction. So while they seem flat, they are also not. And he was very meticulous about where he inserted things in his prints. And what I also love about this work is that there's a meditative quality to it. So there's this tranquil energy that you get almost like as if you were in the presence of an ocean.
Yeah, what I remember about Diebenkorn, one of the reasons I'm so affectionate toward the Ocean Park series is in the 90s I went to see a solo show of the series at the Fort Worth Modern when it was in its old building. And what I loved about it is you can read them as landscapes, but you can also read them like their topography.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that was kind of new for me at the time, and I've just always loved the series because of that. So what about these Joan Miró prints that we've got behind us? These are lovely.
So they're very beautiful. And Miró was heavily influenced by surrealism. So you can see that in his works, there's all these elements that he was inspired by in surrealist art. And there are always these organic forms and figures that are in his works. Typically, he uses these bold black lines with bright colors. And in this work, this is called the Tree-like Woman. And you see a figure of a woman that's abstracted with these tree branches. And it's very sort of whimsical and at the same time almost, very gentle. So I love his works.
And also just instantly recognizable as Miró because they're so distinctive. And this piece over here?
And this one is called Barcelona VIII. It's from his Barcelona series. And very similar in terms of how he uses these like abstract figures and shapes, these use of vivid colors that, like you mentioned, are instantly recognizable.
Yeah, so the auction has, it's got modern and contemporary, but there's this kind of through line also of pop art. So can we talk about a couple of the pop art highlights? I was thinking about the Andy Warhol.
Yes, the Andy Warhol is one of the big highlights in the sale. So it's called Trucks, and it's a series of 4 screen prints that's being offered, and it's estimated at $100,000 to $150,000. And we're so used to seeing Andy Warhol prints of celebrities and pop culture, his Campbell Soup series, but this really deviates from that. And this series was commissioned by the German Federal Association for Road Haulage. And he really takes us into the world of transportation with this series.
It's nice to have the complete set, and also in this auction, speaking of Andy Warhol, is a depiction of Warhol, so to speak, by his pal, Keith Haring.
Yes, and we're very excited to offer that as well. It's a very fun and vibrant and playful work.
And so what about Joan Mitchell? We've got some choice Joan Mitchell in this auction as well.
Yes, we're offering Joan Mitchell's diptych called Sunflowers, and Joan Mitchell really inspires me because she was one of those female artists that was, working in a dominant field of men, and she really had to sort of carve her way and pave her way in the art world. So we're very excited to offer the diptych.
So also, what else do we have coming up in this auction that you're excited about? What are some other highlights? Because I know there's a Koons, is there not a limited edition sculpture?
Yes, there's 3 balloon sculptures coming up made of stainless steel. And those are the most recognizable works in the world by Koons. I mean, you see a balloon dog and you know that it's Koons. And these are really fun and playful works that are from his animal series that are being offered.
Okay, so we've got this wonderful Wayne Thiebaud here. Tell us about this. This is everyone loves Thiebaud. Everyone. So let us know what's going on here.
So this is called Chocolates. And I love Thiebaud because there's always this nostalgic feeling with his works. And he was known for his use of everyday treats, depicting dessert and candy. And every time you see his prints, there's a feeling of joy and excitement. And what I really love about his works is that they almost have a painterly feeling to them. So he tries to make them look very realistic. So we have some chocolate treats, we have a chocolate cake, his use of, symmetrical lines and geometry really plays a big part in his prints, and we're also offering candy apples in the sale as well. So we're very excited about these. Yeah,
these are great Thiebaud's because they are what we expect to see in his work. The desserts and the lines of desserts and the grid of food and this intimacy and this elegance that he always brings into his work. It's great to see. Take us out with maybe one last highlight or set of highlights that people can expect.
Sure. So we're offering some really beautiful Picasso editions in the sale, one of them being a ceramic pitcher. And Picasso spent a lot of time with Madura and in the studio making a lot of pottery. And this pitcher is a beautiful example of his fascination with the medium of clay. And it's abstracted in a way where it's a figure of a bird, but also a woman. So it's a really fun work because you're trying to kind of figure out what is he depicting. And it's very iconic of Picasso pottery. We're also offering a few etchings, and they're these beautiful black and white etchings that Picasso was known for, with these classical lines and abstract figures of the female form. So very exciting works.
It's so nice to have some Picasso in a Prince of Multiples auction. It's almost like it can't be a Prince of Multiples.
It cannot be a Prince of Multiples without one.
At least a little bit of Picasso in it. So that auction closes on April 22nd. It'll be open for bidding before that. Go to ha.com for more information. And thank you, Desiree.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Sure.